Hello Aries, or people with Aries in the chart, or cross watchers, or people who are just curious. Hello. So prepare yourselves. This reading may not be for everybody. And I'm sorry about all the noise. I do like a good noisy reading myself, so background noise is part of the reading. And it's very hot and muggy, and I'm not shutting my window, so there. We're doing a shadow work reading this week, and it might get dark. I warn you now, it might get dark. Shadow work is going to trigger people. People are going to feel called out. People are going to push it away and say, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me. But if you let it in, if you let it sink in and just try it on for size, you may find actually shadow work can be incredibly healing, because part of it is that it's often the things we push down, it's the things that we repress, it's the things we refuse to look at about ourselves, but that actually holds us back. It's kind of like bottling it all up energy. But when we actually look at those things and say, well, why does this bother me? Why do I feel these things? Why do I act this way? Why am I scared to look at those parts of myself? It's actually very, very liberating. So shadow work, very important. But I would say that if you are perhaps, you're Aries, so you're going to be fine. You're just going to shout at me if you're unhappy. But if you're particularly sensitive, if you are particularly going through something that's very emotional right now, if you feel like you're going to be easily triggered, it might not be the right time to watch this reading. Those of you who have steel nerves and you're steel nerves, but you're also open, it could be your reading. I'm going to be working with this deck, which is the Aleister Crowley deck, and I had it was a gift to me. Somebody gave it to me, and if you know anything about Aleister Crowley, very controversial figure. So I use this deck to do shadow work, to tell us about ourselves, those bits about ourselves that we all have a light side and a dark side, and we're going into the dark side today to kind of do that work, to liberate ourselves from that, the devil energy of the tarot. Not the literal devil, of course, the devil within ourselves. So with all those disclaimers out of the way, don't come crying to me if it hits something. If it really hits that nerve, it's meant to do that, okay? You've got to go and take that, go and work on it, think about it, feel your way through it. That's how you do the shadow work. So again, I'm not a licensed therapist, so we'll see how this goes. Enter at your own risk. I was getting, intuitively, I was getting a word that sounded like car, but it had like a at the end of it, calm. So I don't know if it was like karma or like caramel or something like that, like caram. So it could be something like that. It could be somebody's names. It sounds something like that. The little finger on my left hand felt like it was being pinched, and then I kind of got like very sensitive sore hands, as though I'd been rubbing them like this, like there was like friction, or like I'd been doing like gardening work or something and my hands were calloused. And then I started to get it a little bit on the bottom of my left foot as well, so it's a bit like, or maybe like you touch something that's a bit hot and then it leaves your hands feeling a bit ooh. So I don't know if somebody has that. If not, don't worry, just confirmation for somebody. And then your song, so again, we are doing shadow work today. Your song was How We Do Party by Rita Ora, and it was the Live at the Spotify kind of acoustic version. So from that, what I'm getting is that certainly Aries tends to like to party. And again, I'm doing this as a general reading for Aries energy, so we all are going to have different Liliths, different south nodes, different north nodes, different very noisy, different aspects in our chart. So we're all going to have different shadow things throughout our lives, but I'm reading for Aries energy in general at the moment, with whatever Aries is up to in the sky. Aries has actually been in, Mars is up to in the sky, that's your ruling planet. Mars has been in Leo, which is a very confident, outgoing sign, so we like to party and BS. Could be the mood of the room right now. Some of you, there may be something to do with accepting your need to have a social life, accepting your need to want to get out and party and blow off steam without feeling guilty about it, without feeling like you are to make room for that, as well as taking care of your responsibilities. It's like, how do I do both? Some of you may be overdoing it, especially with alcohol, and possibly other substances. If you actually listen to the lyrics of that song, you may be getting told to dial it down a bit, draw it back, or there may be kind of a natural I'm getting this kind of like flow, like soft fire energy. When I lit the match to do your joss stick, it wasn't a massive spark. It wasn't like a like it can be sometimes for you. It was like a really nice, smooth, light, slow, soft burn. So it's almost like this temperance of your own party nature coming through. It could be like naturally as you get older, you know, you tone it down a bit naturally, you know, as you kind of get older or move on in life, than perhaps when you did when you were a teen. So it's something to do with partying, I think, is going to be what we get for you. So we're reading for Aries energy, please. For Monday's reading for Aries energy. What is the shadow side that they need to work on? What's going on with their shadow right now? I'm just going to see what this is as well. It kind of really is pulling me. Defeat. Ooh, do you feel defeated in something? Underlying, you've got the Prince of Cups. Defeated in love, perhaps? Oh, and the Hermit. Okay, so what I'm getting is somebody, it could just be one person, it could be a few of you. Somebody feels defeated in a love situation, and they're thinking about going solo for a while. They just want to take themselves away from the world, kind of hibernate. It's like, I can't do it, I'm done, I'm over it. The Hangman. Yeah, for others of you, I'm feeling it could just be COVID restrictions kind of really wearing you down. That is he very nude in that card. I'm wondering how much of an 18 plus reading this might be. He's okay. He's a bit of a Ken doll. So I won't bring it any closer though. So the Hangman. So your shadow energy is feeling like you're in suspended animation at the moment, feeling tied up, the need to look at something from somebody else's perspective perhaps. Let's have a read. So it actually has a really good book with this. So bearing in mind that we're reading for your shadow side, we're doing shadow work today. So what you need to take a deeper look at: congealed, end of a situation or relationship which is stuck, letting go, giving up, surrendering, learning to see in a new way, the necessity of breaking through old behaviour patterns. The Hangman is nailed upside down. I'm just double checking I'm still recording. I'm paranoid because I can't see the camera today. The Hangman is nailed upside down, a position in which the personal will is broken. The situation is at a stalemate. There is no more room to move. Escape of any kind has become impossible. The serpents of transformation and wisdom lay coiled and sleeping. So there's no transformation of a situation, and there's no knowledge being gained at the moment. So there's a deeper knowledge that is available to you to discover right now. The Hangman is nailed to the wood of his petrified attitudes and viewpoints. So are you being a bit stubborn about your viewpoints, Aries? His eyes are closed. He is blind to all which does not fit into the closed system of his concepts. It could be that some of you have dealt with somebody like this, dealt with a very closed-minded parent perhaps, and there's shadow work for you to do in regards to releasing those emotions regarding that, so take it as it resonates. Every new idea, every new impulse is ignored or resisted. His head is shaved. The hair, symbol of spiritual perception, is removed. The Hangman has even lost trust in his own intuition. Excuse me a second. Oh, noisy neighbours. I don't know why it's so noisy now that I tried to do a reading. Oh, okay, I'm going to open the window once they're gone. They're outside with the engine running right now. The Hangman has even lost trust in his own intuition. All his efforts seem unpromising and doomed to failure. However, even in the midst of hopelessness, wonders can occur. The point has come at which you can no longer avoid seeing naked realities. There is nothing left but to face up to them and let go. There you go. It's your shadow work all in one reading. Face up to it, see the situation for what it is, let go. This form of capitulation, the giving up of willfulness and frozen ideologies, leads to far-reaching transformation, breaking through rigid behaviour patterns, clearing away old rubbish, full surrender to the higher self, freedom from narrow-mindedness and dogma, one who bows willingly to the flow of the Tao. To the cosmic order of the universe. One who bows willingly to the cosmic order of the universe is able to become one with the flow of the Tao. Not my will, but thy will be done, for thy will is also mine. The great reward for deep surrender to the whole is a 180-degree turn. The world can be seen from a new perspective. Indications. It is now possible for you to recognize where you are stuck and which areas of your life are congealed rather than flowing. There is nothing to do. The mere act of perceiving your reality clearly makes transformation possible. You don't have to do anything, you have to see something. Questions. So these are questions for you. In what areas of your life are you stuck? Are you ready to recognize and let go of your petrified thoughts and behavior patterns? Petrified as in petrified wood, it's stuck, there's no growth or movement there. Not petrified as in, oh, I'm so scared, although some of you may be. It's petrified as in there's no movement. Suggestion, draw another card and see what awaits your surrender. Affirmation, I let go and realize, follow and accept the will of the divine in my life, which reveals itself to me step by step. Okay, so you don't have to see everything right now. You don't have to see your future. You don't have to worry. All you have to do is let go. Let go of narrow-mindedness. Let go of that's sometimes ram-like attitude of stubbornness, of unwillingness to change, unwillingness to shift your position, and to see your situation very, very clearly for what it is. No rose-tinted glasses. What are you stuck in? Where are you stuck? What do you need to change? And let go. And the universe will do everything else for you. So let's get a little bit more on this shadow energy. So what else is going on with this shadow energy, please, for Aries? The riddle. Yeah, so it's something to do with like knowledge or the ocean as well. So the ocean is transformative. It's like the salt water cleanses you and transforms. I'm noticing something here with the sort of the horizon line and the kind of green and blue colours. It's like they're telling me splitting hairs. So it's like you're fully in this upper portion of this card with the green and the blues, right? You're fully up here. But instead of this being some sort of integrated version of yourself, you've split yourself into two. It's like you are refusing to accept that whatever this green colour symbolises, which is the heart chakra. Green is the heart chakra. And you're entirely in these kind of violet blue colours. So this would be the third eye chakra. And this is almost an eye. So you're trying to use your intuition without using your heart, perhaps, is the message that's coming through with that, where really you need to use both. But it may take a deep dive into the ocean, which actually is symbolising deep emotions for me, in order to come out transformed. That may make sense to you, it may not. Because the riddle's perplexing. The riddle's like trying to answer a question that can't be answered, which is keeping you stuck. So when you release the need to ask the question, when you release the need to have the answers, you'll see clearly. Does that make any sense? Let me come up to it so that you can see. The puzzle, the question, the mystery. I'm just going to lean in and open my window. Excuse me, you see my messy hair. Oh my goodness, yes, energy flow. Energy, take away the heat. Right, the puzzle, the question, the mystery. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. There you go, you've got such a fixed mindset on something. You must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from the logic to the mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about a situation. Oh my God, it's so funny how well they tie in those two cards. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in the Zen koan, K-O-A-N, Focusing harder won't do it. So it's actually using that hangman energy. That's Aquarian energy, by the way. I don't know if you've got Aquarius in your chart. It's thinking energy. Normally the hangman card says think things through, think things from different perspectives, and you'll find the answer. It's kind of like holding you in place until you get the right answer. But here, it's like that is not working for you because the answer lies somewhere else, outside of the narrow field that you're thinking in. You're thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humour are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. When light, a great awakening or aha moment. When dark, manipulation, deceit and trickery. Go deeper, practice the Buddhist I don't know mind. Who am I? The only way to work with a riddle successfully is not to work. Oh my God, it's the same message. The only way to work with a riddle successfully is not to work. Ponder these koans. The coin that is lost in the river is found in the river. If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. I mean, don't do that literally, obviously. The coin that's lost in the river is found in the river. Okay, so that line, the only way to work with a riddle successfully is not to work. That's like saying you need to walk away from something. That's like saying you've been so fixed on some sort of problem, on knowing something, of figuring something out, that you've become almost obsessive with it, where what the universe actually wants you to do is take your power back, take ownership, and say, I didn't want that puzzle anyway. It doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I'm standing in my power, I'm putting the puzzle down, and I'm going doing something else. Is the way that's coming through. So your shadow energy is actually obsessing about getting an answer, or obsessing about knowing something, or it could even be like almost like obsessively wanting to be right about something. But in doing that, you're increasingly narrowing your field of vision. It's like getting it's like having the Mona Lisa in front of you, but you're so obsessed with her smile that all you see is her smile. You've like stood really close to it, you're really looking at the lips, you're like, is she smiling, is she not smiling, what's up with her? But it's like you're not actually taking in the rest of the painting. It's a whole painting. You know, if Leonardo da Vinci wanted you to just look at the smile, he would have just painted the smile, but he didn't. The surrounding is important. So when you step back, you'll see the bigger picture, right, Aries, right? Okay, so tell us how to take steps out of this. How do we take steps out of this shadow energy? Help us to get out of this negative pattern. Aries for Monday. Help Aries to get out of this negative pattern, please. Sorry, they were trying to give me something. It's like, I feel like it was a movie quote, but I didn't quite get it. It was like something, think literally, think laterally. Or don't think laterally, think literally. Something like that. Don't think on one level, think from, right, don't see it as like 2D, see it from a 3D perspective. See it as something that's like multi-layered, three-dimensional, you know, something that you can turn around. It's not flat. Okay, here we go. On the underline, you've got peace. Like, let your mind rest. It feels like let your mind rest. Put the puzzle down. Lord Kuthumi, I got this one in the practice reading. Okay, excited. I'm like, hey, he's back. He's helping me too. Lord Kuthumi. So I think this is possibly like, sorry, my wrist is, you know, sometimes you get like it feels a little bit like something's stuck in your arm. Like, I feel like I need to stretch. I don't, anything that happens in a reading is part of the reading, so that could be something for somebody. Maybe a little like carpal tunnel or something. Okay, Lord Cthulhu, you are the change. You're the only one who can make a change here. Yeah, it feels like taking back your power, taking ownership of the problem by not engaging with the problem, right? It's only a problem if you make it a problem. When Lord Cthulhu first arrived, he lost no time in informing me who he was. I'm reading from the book, by the way. I don't know who this is. I am a dragon elder and spokesdragon for the Galactic Council, he went on to say. If you desire to be able to hold the energies of the 5th to the 7th dimensions, you need, it's a little bit out of spacey this, if you haven't noticed, you need to be clear of all your earthly woes and fears. Your deep need for control. Yes, let go of control issues, let go of the narrow mindset, Aries. Your light bodies need to be in alignment with those of the earth and the astrological light matrix. Only then will you become a tool and a tuning device to listen. Sorry, they're just walking past. Only then will you become a tool and a tuning device to lift the energy of the planet. As more of you gather together to do this work, the greater will be your chance of bringing lasting peace to Earth. The more of you who gather together to do this work, the greater will be your chance of bringing lasting peace to Earth. Lord Cthulhu went on to explain why the dragons are here collectively. We have come because lasting peace is achievable on Earth. There are other galaxies beyond your human understanding at this time, where it has happened. We dragons are as old as the universe itself and have encountered and witnessed humanity in all its guises through the ages. You are the change. So what I'm taking from that, obviously it's a little bit metaphorical. If you want to believe there's literal space dragons coming down helping us, then you go ahead and believe that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, right? I'm saying that some people are going to find that a bit out there. I think the message from that is not to be too controlling. There's something about releasing. The main message is releasing a fixed mindset and allowing things to flow. And what is the outcome of this is if Aries does this shadow work and releases and opens up, let's go control issues, let's go fixed mindsets. Again, maybe you, may not be you. If you're feeling triggered, then this reading's doing its job. Where is this taking Aries? If Aries does this shadow work, where is Aries heading? You've got 2 cards. Sisterhood of the Rose as well. Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So you could actually be teaching others. Break the Chain. Ancestral Patterns, Healing. Rewriting the Future. So think about ancestral patterns, like anything that you've... anything that you do because your parents have done it, again with this like fixed mindset. It can be, something to do with religious beliefs. It could be something to do with your culture, things that people say and do around you that keep you in that closed mindset. Now, I'm not saying this is you, Aries. I'm giving you an example of how this could be seen in the world, right? An example might be if you think about why racism exists, and this is not my belief, okay, this is not my belief, I'm not saying it's your belief, I'm giving you an example of how this could play out in the real world. It could be that, a long time ago, when, say you grew up in a very small village and everybody around you was white, you may have a sense of distrust about encountering people from different backgrounds, because you may have been told, people with this skin colour, they act like this, they're bad people, because your grandparents said this, your parents said this. So if you don't have any experience outside of that bubble, you may believe what you've been told. Obviously, I think most of us can agree that that is not right. And then if you're the one that goes out into the world, meets people, finds out who people are, you can break that ancestral fixed mindset, which is quite clearly wrong. So I'm not saying it's that, I'm saying that it could be many things. It could be, for example, my family, big family of drinkers, everybody's always drunk around me, as a social thing, as a habitual thing, as something that is just done in my culture. I'm from the north of England, from Manchester, so people drink here. But I think people are getting a lot more health conscious now, especially of my generation and especially younger generations. And I kind of broke that pattern. I haven't completely stopped, but I used to drink almost every day, and I don't do that now. It's like every couple of weeks, you know. So I feel like I've broken that chain, that ancestral pattern of behaviour. And you've got deep replenishment, which is again also what I got. I got this card and this card, so it's so funny. Retreat, rest, be held. It's like allow yourself to be held, allow yourself to let go of things. You don't have to stress about things. You can heal, healing, break the chain, healing, rewriting the future. So it comes in with this sense of what has been passed down to you, what do you need to release, what do you need to open up to, how is this going to affect your legacy? What have you inherited that you don't want to pass on to your children or to, you know, the people who come after you? So there's something there with that. I just want to get a few more cards. So Hangman, please, for Aries. Tell me more about the shadow work that Aries needs to do. Yeah, you need to draw clear boundaries. You need to see very, very clearly with this Queen of Swords card. This is an opportunity to... it's Libra energy. Now, where this was talking about having a very fixed mindset, Libra sees things from all different sides of a situation. So this is really seeing from a higher perspective, really seeing the complexity of life, of situations, and not being afraid of that. And also, yeah, drawing clear boundaries. So if there's something that you need to cut out of your life, something you need to walk away from, the Queen of Voices card can help you do that. Death. So there is something that needs to end. There's something that you need to drop. I mean, we're doing shadow work, so... this doesn't serve you and it needs to be ended. It needs to be cut out by the Queen of Voices. That is like, I'm just stopping this, I'm not doing it anymore. And the Knight of Voices. The Knight of Voices, where the Queen of Voices knows and she communicates, she can give orders, she can... she can communicate. The Knight of Voices is the card that takes action. Now, you've got a lot of stuff going on about your thoughts here. I don't know if you've got strong air energy in your chart, but the Knight of Voices is like, right, I'm doing it, I'm taking action, I'm cutting this out, I'm giving people the information that they need. So I think when you walk away from the problem, you'll see things a lot more clearly, basically. You can have the rebirth of... a new phase after the old phase is cut out and ended. Tell me about Lord Kugni, about the steps that Aries needs to take. Strength. I got the same card in the same position. Do we need to team up, Aries? It's so funny because we're actually the polar opposites of... I'm Libra, we're the polar opposites of the chart. So maybe be a bit more Libra. Maybe look up some of the traits of Libra and try and adopt that a little bit more. I think you've been told be a little bit less Aries, be a little bit more Libra, because sometimes we can lean too much one way, right? And that closes out different perspectives. I think that it's really interesting, the duality between Libra and Aries, because Aries is impulsive. Aries is like, I'm doing it now because of it, like, I want to do it, it feels right, it's right in the moment, I'm going to go and do it. I'm not going to put a lot of thought into it. Where Libra is like, I'm just going to take a step back, I'm really going to think this through, I'm going to do this in a very balanced, measured approach where there's a transition period. So it's very, very different ways of approaching things. And yeah, the Queen of Voices can cut things out because she's sure about it, she's thought about it long and hard, she knows she can do it. So it's almost saying, I don't know if you've been caught up actually in a little bit of Libran energy of getting too much in your own head. And it's almost saying stop getting in your own head and get a bit more back to yourself in terms of like actually taking action on these things. But yeah, drawing boundaries. But this Strength card, this is... there is somebody in your life who is supportive to you right now. It could be an ancestor, you know, a spirit guide. It could be somebody in your literal, tangible reality who can help you with the shadow work. But it also talks about inner strength, inner confidence. You do have the strength to do what needs to be done, Aries. And where is Aries heading, please? You're moving on. Whatever this is, you're moving on for it. You're moving forward. You're moving to calmer waters. Literally, you're moving to a calm, healing space where you can rest, and where you can allow yourself to, you know, to open up and have people give you that nurturing that you deserve and that you need. Yeah, Libra, again, justice coming. You're going to get justice here. You're going to get peace. You're going to get balance. But you have to stop being so fixed on solving a problem or knowing something that you're closing out other perspectives. It's saying that needs to end. Whatever that behaviour is for you, it needs to end. Whoa! I'm seeing King of Pentacles, I'm seeing Ace of Swords, I'm seeing the Fool, I'm seeing the Star card. Tell me more about the connection here, the transition from Queen of Voices, Death, and Knight of Voices for Aries. Page of Swords. You're getting less air energy. You're being told come out of air energy because you're going from a queen to a knight to a page. So it's almost like that's actually really, really interesting in what this was saying about the sorry, just checking how long we've been doing this for. This is really interesting because it's almost like the Queen of Voices has made up her mind because she's looked at things from all different angles. But this is actually saying you need to almost go back into learning mode. It's like stop, because she's looking backwards as well. Like, yeah, it's like you've got more to learn, Aries. Stop thinking that you've learned everything. Stop thinking that you know everything. You've got more learning to do. And the sooner that you accept that, the sooner you can get over here. So be open to new ideas, be open to differences of opinion. You don't have to be right all the time. Strength card and Lord Kufmi, how is this helping Aries? It's helping you to move on. It's giving you clarity. This is just one sword, right? It's the Ace of Swords. You're going back to the beginning on something. It's like back into learning mode, back into that initial light bulb moment of knowledge, that initial clarity. I'm getting like spiraling thoughts, like you've overthought, you've obsessed with something, and you're going back into almost like starter mode, like open to ideas, open to new possibilities. And this energy here is helping you move on from things because there's something missing. There's something that you haven't realized or you don't know, and you will never discover it if you don't release the need to know it. But yeah, walk away from the need to know. The clarity will come because the sun's rising. She's walking towards the sun rising on the horizon. The clarity will come when you release the need for clarity. It's like an oxymoron, right? The Devil card, because the need to know is what's controlling you. Tell me more about break the chain, ancestral problems. Temperance could definitely be something like alcohol or, you know, bad habits, and this is becoming more temperate. You know, it doesn't have to be alcohol or substances. It can also be behaviour patterns in terms of partying too much and not taking care of responsibilities, or the opposite, you know. Something that you've adopted in terms of ancestral, like culture, parents, and this is telling you to heal that and find a balance. And the Hermit, yeah. You may have to go solo a little bit for a while here. You may have to move away from energies that unbalance you in order to find this rest and healing, because deep replenishment is retreat, rest, be held. And you can see the Hermit card is like soul searching. It's like the light is within you. Like you are, what did this say? You are the change. You are the change. You don't, maybe you try to change other people. Maybe you see the bad habits of other people and you try to change them, but it's saying you don't have to. That's their lessons to learn. That's trying to solve the unsolvable. What needs to be solved is how this affects you, and what you can do about this situation. And then when you come to terms with your truth and the ways that you can take action and ownership of yourself and your choices, and you release the need to control others, or you release the need to heal others, or try to and I'm saying this in a helpful way. It's like, you know, when you can see friends or family who have problems and you're trying to fix those problems for them, you're trying to tell them how to, you know, how to be a better person, you're trying to give them good advice. That is a form of trying to control them. They have to come to these things on their own. You know, you always find with people with addictions that you know, if the friends, the family, they can get all the help in the world from counsellors and doctors, but if they don't want to give up, they won't give up. It has to come from within. It has to be that rock bottom moment where they have the light bulb moment and they think, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going to change, and I'm going to change for me. not for my mum. I think, you know, as much as you love everybody else, I'm going to change for me. Is that is how that's coming through. And deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. What is this for Aries? Deep replenishment. I'm getting so warm today. It's so muggy. Back into the Hangman. Then you're going to be able to see things from a different perspective, and you're going to heal, because this is like healing. You're going to heal this energy. You could definitely be dealing with an Aquarius. Why is the Hangman here for deep replenishment? Magician. It's like then you'll see, then you'll have the wisdom, and the power will be put back in your hands. Or you're just healing from this cycle. Yeah, because get out of your own head, Five of Swords. Because yeah, it's like you want to get into that healing pool, right? She's reaching out, she wants to touch the water, she wants to reconnect with her emotions in some sort of way, but she can't do it because she's in the Hangman energy, right? The universe is like, nope, not for you, Aries, not until you've done this shadow work. And then once you've healed that, once you release that, you're free to move. But there is this feeling of being on your own for a while, on your own to heal, right? To find that light. It's like she's reaching for something, but it's actually in her all along. You know, the light is within her all along. You are everything you need, Aries. And you'll come to realize that when you do the shadow work. All right. I hope that was helpful to you. Again, kind of hoping you're triggered, because if you're triggered when I'm doing a shadow reading, then the shadow reading is doing what it's supposed to do. But also, like, as I said, that disclaimer at the beginning of the video, it's not for... Some people are ready and some people aren't. So some people get triggered and they blame everybody else. Some people get triggered and they go, oh, well, what does that mean? Why am I triggered? Like, how do I heal that part of myself? So, again, something to do with mindset there. I'm a bit scared to see the comments on this set of readings, but we'll see how it goes. My intention is that it's going to help you, because when I have done my shadow work, it has helped me. So please understand that I'm trying to help. And yeah, take it or leave it. Do you know what? Ignore.
Good morning, mortals. Please let me in.
That's my daughter home from school. All right, take care, Aries. Bye-bye.